You are looking at the Kershaw Link. This is the gray aluminum handled version of the Kershaw Link. It also comes in a glass filled nylon version. Both the gray aluminum handled version and nylon handled version have the option of either a drop point blade or a Tonto style blade. All the Kershaw Links are liner locks. This particular one also has a special pocket clip. It normally does not come with a deep carry pocket clip. It comes with that pocket clip, which Kershaw's been putting on a lot of knives recently. Now the Link is special because it is a USA produced knife and it is affordable, and a lot of the Kershaw line recently has been overseas production, and yes, it's been affordable, but you're not getting a USA made blade. So the Kershaw Link in the gray aluminum handled version comes in around $42, and the glass filled nylon version comes in around $35, which is not bad for a USA produced knife. You are getting 420HC steel. It's a hollow ground blade. Comes in this version, the aluminum handle, at 4.7 ounces, which is for some people a little heavy, but it's still under 5 ounces for a good EDC blade. And of course, you have a reversible pocket clip for right or left-handed carry, which is always good. I like when Kershaw does that. You can only do tip up, not tip down. So if you like tip down, this is not the knife for you. You have a spot for a lanyard hole, and it is a flipper design with the Kershaw speed safe system. So overall, it's a great value. I think for either $42 for the aluminum handled version or $35, $36 for the glass filled nylon version. But that's not the only version I have here today. Now I don't just have the glass filled nylon version, I actually don't have that one. But I have two special versions of the Kershaw Link that are exclusive to the House of Blades. Now these are two Kershaw Links that are special because I think that they also pay tribute to the model number. The model number of the Kershaw Link is 1776, and these are very patriotic themed knives here. Now the pocket clips on these ones come with a deep carry clip from Kershaw, which I think is great, because I think one of the things on the original one I didn't like was the fact that it didn't have a deep carry pocket clip, and that's why I put one on there. Now it's still reversible right or left hand carry, which is great. Still has the aluminum handles, but these are anodized, either blue or red. And you also have the lanyard hole. Everything construction wise is the same. One of the differences is that instead of having, well, it's not, this one doesn't want to stay up. Instead of having a glass filled nylon or plastic backspacer, you have an anodized blue or red backspacer, which is pretty neat, I would say. And then also you're getting upgraded into steel. Instead of 420HC, you're getting S35VN, and the weight is a little bit more. It's 4.8 ounces. My guess is because instead of having a plastic spacer, you have those anodized aluminum backspacers on these versions of the Link. And I think even though you're talking more money, these come in at $80, I think you're getting your money's worth, because you're getting a great steel, and you're getting something where it's been anodized nicely, and you also have that little extra, either blue or red, on the back. And when I first got the Link in the gray handled version, I really wanted to see other colors of the Link, because I think it's a great design. You know, it's not too heavy, got a decent sized blade, and you're talking nice aluminum handles, nice speed safe system from Kershaw for deployment. But the gray is nice, but it's nice to see when Kershaw has different colors, like when they came out with the blur. And that's something I'm going to compare these particular Links to, because if you think that $80 is a lot for the Kershaw Link, well, let's look at some other other knives from Kershaw that are similar in price. This here is a Kershaw Blur This is a lime green, I guess you would call version. This has CTS BDZ1 steel, which is unique to this one, and then also a purple version of the knife, and that has a Tanto blade. This is also USA produced. This comes in at $60, so it is less, but these are S35VN steels. And so this comes in at 3.9 ounces, so it is a lot lighter, but you have to remember that there's only one liner here for the liner lock. There's not two liners on each side like in the Link, and that's what adds a little bit of the weight. Another Kershaw blur that gets closer to these Links price is the blue version of the blur. This has 14C28 Sandvik steel. This comes in at $70, so only $10 less. Don't know much about the Sandvik steel. I'm pretty sure the S35VN is still supposed to be a little bit more superior to the Sandvik 14C28 steel. But, you know, you're not paying a lot more for these versions of the Link. Let's see, standard Kershaw blur would be about $60 as well. This is an olive green version of the Kershaw blur. That's also $60. Again, we have the 14C28N Sandvik steel. Lots of steels to talk about today. There's actually a version of the Kershaw blur out there that comes in S30V steel, not S35VN, and that one comes in at $83 the last time I looked at, I think, Blade HQ's website. So very similar in price when you consider the aluminum handles, the types of steel, and the fact that they're both USA produced knives. Finally, we'll look at a Kershaw Knockout, which is another USA produced knife. Another aluminum handled that they've had a few, I think, versions in different colors, but those were, I believe, through Snap-on. This is the olive green handled Kershaw Knockout. Again, we have Sandvik 14C28N steel. This comes in at $72, so not much less than these two Kershaw Links here. Of course, that is the lightest. That comes in at 3.8 ounces because of the way it's constructed is also very thin. But I think that, especially when you compare it to something like the blur, because the Knockout you can actually reverse tip up, right or left. But when you look at a Kershaw blur, you can only do tip up or tip down right-handed. And I like the blur so much that being a left-handed person, I just deal with it. But it's also nice that I have left-handed friendly options that have these new colors. And of course, like I said before, I think it's appropriate that the model number of the Link is 1776, and these are very patriotic themed knives. And I think it's neat to have both of them in order to have different options in your EDC. And I think with the Speed Safe, they deploy really quickly. And I like that they also have this little American flag engraved, laser engraved on the knife there. I think that's a nice touch as well. And these are only through House of Blades that you can get these. I'll put the link in the video description. It'll be neat to see if maybe Kershaw will do other colors of the Link. Maybe they'll do an orange one, or, you know, different shades of green, kind of what they've done with the blur in the past. Because I think that even though it's a little bit heavier than the blur, I think it's still a great knife. That's all I have for you. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments below. And thanks for watching.